Bismillah. The person's online or?
Bismillah.
Initials MA from London, UK. I want to go to Medina University. Do they teach any or most of their programs in English? Or do I need to already speak Arabic fluently? And what program do you recommend I take?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. If you go to Medina, then bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, no samaht, they'll teach you Arabic there, inshallah, in a language program. As far as what college to go to afterwards, just make it through the language program, inshallah. That's my advice to you. You worry about that, you cross that bridge when we get there, inshallah. Wallahu a'lam.
So I didn't read the rest of the question. He said he wants to come back and be an imam of the masjid in the West. Oh.
Next question.
Initials
Sheikh,
TA.
can you grab me a cup out that drawer, please? Where's it at? You didn't give it to me. I don't want that one. I want that one.
Initials TA from Seattle, Washington. Do you have a link or a website name for the Prophet, peace be upon him, final khutbah and is entirely in English?
No, I don't have a specific link. We can get it though, hopefully, inshallah. But I don't have one myself. Wallahu alam.
Initials TM from Phoenix, Arizona. Is it imitating the kuffar if we wear a suit or tuxedo with the tie and stuff? Next. Initials TM. Initials MW from Toronto, Canada. These are the same questions. The other night.
Skip them.
Initials SA from Sacramento, California. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. May Allah bless you and preserve you. That's all I wanted to say today. And alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khairan wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Thank you so much for the dua.
Barakallah. Initials YU from Bronx, New York. Please make dua for me. I'm starting a school, and if I don't really get good grades, sorry. Initials TM.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
The questions that are asked is the same questions. I don't.
No problem. Khair inshallah. Grab a glass. خلاص.
So Sheikh, today you mentioned in the khutbah about istighfar. What is like a secret, if you have, for making tawbah, if you found something that, how can I say, like, we don't know if our tawbah is accepted, but we make istighfar for something like, what is something that you Hadith Disciple way, Allah, some deep, embedded stuff.
With regards to istighfar and tawbah, what we mentioned in the khutbah, thinking outside the box, is that as a means of keeping you grounded. One of the greatest sins is pride, arrogance, and conceit. How many verses in the Quran does Allah tell us that He doesn't love those who have pride? Anyone who has pride in his heart. مِثْقَالُ ذَرَّةٍ مِّن كِبْرٍ. Like an ant or an atom won't enter paradise. So one of the ways of keeping the pride away from you is constantly realizing that you're in need of istighfar. Also, one of the things which will assist you, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, is you realizing that istighfar has a major social tax return. A major social tax return. One of the most common acids that burn and eat away at relationships is a person thinking or feeling that he's holier than thou. Businesses, masjids, the administration, everything is because of the imam. They're clean. We didn't do nothing wrong. We helped you. We provided you with a job. The imam, I'm the sheikh. I have the knowledge. You. And a marriage, the husband blames everything on the wife. Wife blames everything on the husband. They get divorced. The father talks to the children. It's your mother's fault. Your mother. You, mashallah, you have no sin, no them, nothing. Allahu Akbar, yani, clean. When you read the hadith that we quoted in the khutbah today, that clearly shows you that that's impossible. And that if, for argument's sake, if that was the case, you wouldn't be chosen by Allah. If you didn't have sins, Allah will bring up people who do have sins. So this goes to show you that istighfar has many tax returns on the social, civil aspect, domestic. And there lies no doubt, the more you realize that you have flaws and faults, and you seek Allah's forgiveness for them and try to fix them or work on them, the better your relationship will be. That's a hardcore fact. No one likes a person who thinks that they don't, your sweat doesn't smell. Look at the world today. That's exactly what's happening as we speak. Everything that's been happening, all of the monstrosities, crimes against, don't even say humanity. It's all because of October the 7th. Everything is because of October the 7th. Hamas, they released the hostages. Everything will be what? Peaceful. Release the hostages, do away with their weapons. Everything will be fine. You did nothing. You did nothing wrong. You have no issue. You have no problem. Nothing. Nothing. So that attitude is acidic to anything constructive, in which a person is behaving like there's nothing that they've ever or can ever do wrong. And this applies to marriages, businesses, every single relationship. So it's constant. It's important to stay grounded. Now I'm a sinful servant. No matter when I'm playing my best, when I play my what, when I'm on my A game, is limitations. Wallahu alam.
The question from online is initials MW from Toronto, Canada. This was a similar question, but he wanted to know, do we have your permission and consent to clip and upload your videos?
Next question. We answered the question with clarity. Fadl.
Initials AM from Schenectady, New York. When the adhan is called, when you're home for Fajr, do you have to wait 5 to 10 minutes before you pray?
No, you do not. You're allowed to make the salah as soon as it comes in, even if you don't hear the adhan. As long as you're sure that the time has come. Wallahu alam.
The questions must be asked with your initials, sorry. So initials MA from London, UK. Is there Islamic reason as to why we must state initials in state, or it's just preference.
Next question.
Initials TS from Norway. Is it permissible to buy a perfume that smells like shisha, hookah, and on that there are many perfumes that have nuisance from different intoxicating beverages?
Stay away from buying cologne that smells like shisha, especially if you have a past with smoking it. As far as if it's a flavor that's used in shisha, then that's a different what? That doesn't mean it's haram, no. Wallahu a'lam.
In one of your videos, you had mentioned about when is it best for a boy to be circumcised? Should one, if they didn't have a chance to do it when they were born, complications, etc., such and such, etc.
Close the door, please.
So
When is it best?
yeah, if you didn't do it at birth, if you didn't get a chance or opportunity to do it at birth, you had mentioned in one of your videos about it that maybe let them wait till they get older.
I would say do it whenever it's easy. Do it whenever it's easy, depending on the situation, depending on the circumstance. Do it whenever it's easy, inshallah. Wallahu alam. And obviously it's a longer discussion concerning the fiqh of circumcision. It doesn't have to be done at birth. Should you wait till the child is 7 years old? Is circumcision even obligatory? Or is it a sunnah, etc.? Wallahu ta'ala alam.
So in the Bangladeshi culture, Allahu alam, they usually wait till the kid gets a little older. I don't know what's the reasoning, and they make like a big thing about it.
Understood.
I don't know if it's imitating other, but is that imitating from other, Allah, or is it okay?
It's not just Bengali or Bangladeshi culture. Many people have circumcision parties. Many cultures in Muslim lands. Many. Ala kulli hal, it is mentioned that some of the Salaf would circumcise their sons when they were like 7 years old, even though it was going to be more painful. And there was a wisdom and a reason behind that. 7 is a fork in the road age with regards to tamyiz, not fully pubescent yet, but you're around the corner. And it's mentioned that some of them wanted their children to feel some type of pain, to realize that you can never ever do without pain living in this world, and that you should embrace pain. You should embrace it. It's a part of what you are. No one can live in this world without some type of pain, no matter how hard you try. So that's one way of looking at it. What's important is looking at what's easy and simple. As far as having a party or something like that, then having a party is generally permissible until proven impermissible. So we have a get together, we have a celebration. It isn't necessarily something which is reoccurring. It's just something that, a munasaba, an occasion. And obviously the ulama of Islam, when they talk about a walima, they mention the different types of walimas, wala'im. So walima is an invitation to food, a banquet. And it doesn't have to be specific or exclusive to marriage. You understand? So, yani, and if you're going to do it, then let it be something in which, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, this is a means of rites of passage for the child, Islamically. And not just a cultural thing. And let it be a means of education and, teaching and telling the child you're becoming a man, so on and so forth. Wallahu alam, fadl.
Initials SM from Pennsauken, New Jersey. I met someone that said they don't believe in Dajjal because it's not in Quran. They are good, they pray. They read Quran and trust Hadith. What is the best way to da'wah to them?
If they're good, and if they haven't been poisoned or tainted by those different types of influence, then you tell them it's in the Sunnah. No problem. If they're saying that we believe in Hadith, okay, well, here's the Dajjal in the Hadith. Khalas. As far as if they won't accept that, then obviously they don't accept or Hadiths. Has the Dajjal been mentioned in the Quran? Some scholars say yes. Some scholars say that Allah Azza wa Jal signaled to the Dajjal in the Quran via who? His slayer. And will he return? Was he taken from this earth? Is he living? Second coming, what? Say we return like what? When the whole what? The poet did say this, what? Nah, wallahu alam. Next question. Abdul Wadud, how was your meal? May Allah make it nutritious and healthy for you.
So there was a hadith about a man who the Rasulullah asked who followed a funeral session, who visited the sick. I couldn't remember the other two.
Okay, get back to researching.
Okay, so
Perplexity, right? Wasn't that your sheikh?
perplexity.
I said that, perplexity. Yeah, so
But you my sheikh.
make your sheikh gain what? Earn his check or his pay. Next question. And may Allah's name
Be praised.
research it.
And this is the same question, but it's more specific.
Next question.
Khalas.
Grab a cup.
Never.
Huh? Okay, inshallah, after no more questions,
One more.
we'll stop.
Initials MS from Dallas, Texas. What is the ruling of dancing in Islam? Men dancing in front of men, women dancing in front of women, or men dancing in front of women, or
That's the question? Some dances are lawful. Some dances are clearly unlawful. A dance which is ethnic or traditional, cultural, and which there's some type of bravery, chivalry, and which there's some type of preparation for war or battle or fitness. One thing. Free mixing or incorrect mixing, reckless mixing between sexes. If your music is involved, that's a whole another discussion in itself, right? Dancing, which is a means of you imitating women. Dancing is something that's exclusive to the kuffar or from the way of the kuffar. Dancing, which dominates your time. Out of your 24 hours out the day, the majority of it's filled dancing and singing. So it depends. It depends, yani. And also when and how you dance. For marriage, wedding, nikah. And how does a man dance? How does a man's cologne or perfume smell? How does a man's fashion versus that of a woman? Wallahu ta'ala alam. Shaykan, fadal.
Is there a permitted time for doing a hakika for a child? Recommended time?
The aqiqah should be done, inshallah ta'ala, on the 7th day of the child's birth. Whether that means 7 plus 1 or 6 plus 1. The 7th day. So the day when he's born could be included in the 7, or it could be, and Allahu Alam, it seems as if it's the first day is what? Included. Wallahu Alam. So the 7th day. That's the best thing to do, inshallah. And if not, some ulama mentioned 14th, 21st. And some say whenever it's easy and simple afterwards. What's important is the aqiqah is very symbolic, similar to the circumcision. Rites of passage is symbolic for the father, the mother, and for the child, and for the community, for the people of that area, of that neighborhood. Wallahu alam. Fadal.
Is it a misconception to circumcise your child on the seventh day for boy children? Or for,
What you mean misconception?
a lot of people, they say, they do the circumcision on the seventh day. I don't know.
Inshallah khairan. However, when is it easy? Are you having your child at home or are you having your child in the hospital? Is it easy? Well, in America, oftentimes it may be for free versus you having to find someone to do the circumcision afterwards. It may cost you what? An arm and a leg. It's not always that simple to do it afterwards, like the naming process, birth certificate, so on and so forth. So there are certain things which are of major convenience, and the opposite is of hardship and difficulty because of the dynamic of the world today. But back in the day when there were no hospitals, you named your child what? Whenever you wanted to. You circumcised your child what? Whenever you wanted to. The village circumciser. Things are a little more complex and complicated nowadays. So as a parent, you have to take that into consideration. You must take that into consideration. Naming, circumcising, the aqiqah, etc. You have to take it what? People got schedule, the meat, the animal. You got to take everything into consideration. And Allah doesn't put no hardship upon any Muslim. Even if it's something that's obligatory, there's no hardship. Let alone something which could be recommended, so on and so forth. Not saying that circumcision is just recommended, but as an example. Wallahu alam.
Initials EC from New Jersey. Is epilepsy in children considered to be from Sahir?
Gotta mention the initials, inshallah.
Sorry. Initials AR from Brooklyn. No, initials EC from New Jersey.
EC.
Yeah, but didn't have the city. Sorry.
Okay,
Sorry.
inshallah. Next question.
Initials AR from Brooklyn. Where in Brooklyn? Which Brooklyn? Initials TS from Norway.
Brooklyn is fine.
All right. Initials. Myself and I. Initials AR from Brooklyn. What advice do you give for the women in Islam that still have baby showers?
Well, first and foremost, who said baby showers are haram? Who said that? And why? I didn't say that. So you're coming to the table with a loaded question, as if it's a bad thing. What advice can you give to women who have boyfriends in Islam? I.e., boyfriends are bad, prohibited. So what's wrong with a baby shower? I'm not saying it's right, but what is wrong with it for you to come with a full cup? What's the ruling on baby showers? And why? What makes a baby shower halal? What makes it haram? What is a baby shower? What does it include? What does it entail? Wallahu alam.
He is amazing. Allahu Akbar. Initials TS from Norway. What's the fiqh definition of khamr? And does it...
City and state.
He got a pass before, huh?
He didn't get it.
No, sure.
If it don't have the city and state, don't even read the question,
Sorry.
Nafis.
Sorry. Some places. Initials TS from Norway, Stoke. What is the fiqh
Stoke or Stockholm.
Stoke.
Fadl. Stoke.
Stoke.
Fadl.
Norway, Stoke.
Fadl.
Stocky, I don't know. What is the fiqh definition of khamr, and does it encompass substances that are not made for consumption?
What's the fiqh definition of khamr? And does it encompass or include drinks or things that aren't done or aren't made for consumption? طيب. Al-khamr, in general, is an intoxicant. An intoxicant. However, technically speaking, or essentially speaking, khamar is a liquid. It's a liquor. It's a liquor, a wine. Okay? It isn't something that you snort or smoke or put, it's something that you drink. And there are reasons behind it being defined as such. Many people won't smoke or do other types of drugs, but they'll casually drink liquor or wine as a harmless vice. I don't smoke weed, I don't vape, I'm not snorting coke or shooting up or nothing like that, but you know, I'm Italian or Sicilian. That's it. I'm not even alcoholic. It's respectful. Bismillah, yani. Alright? So khamar is essentially going to be a drink that intoxicates you. Even though other substances could be included in it, but it isn't necessarily the what? The same. So therefore, things which are made for other than consumption, chemicals, ingredients, do they fall under khamar? It depends on that substance. There are some of them I would say no, it isn't. No, even though it has the name alcohol, it's not alcohol, the wine that people drink. Let alone if something is burnt out or smoked out, etc. Whether it's used for flavor or whether it is used for bubbles in a batter, something that's deep fried, okay? So that's that. However, can you use it in a food or not? Or on your skin or not? That pertains to another discussion and another argument, which is, as we've mentioned, is khamar physically impure or just metaphysically impure, spiritually impure? Wallahu ta'ala alam.
This shows EC from Bayonne, New Jersey. Is epilepsy in children considered to be from sihr?
Is epilepsy in children considered to be a sign of sihr?
Sahi, black magic, or
It can be. It can be. Epilepsy has long been associated with demonic possession in Islam and outside of Islam, and other religions as well. And the scholars of Islam, they mention that epilepsy could be of two types. That which is caused by demons, shayateen, and now which could be just be purely medical. However, all medical illnesses, sicknesses, and diseases, one way or another, can have some type of connection in relation to shaitan. Allah Azza wa Jal tells us about the different prophets and messengers. What happened to them? Is that the shaitan did what? He touched me. What happens when the child is born? The shaitan what? Right? Okay? So there's a connection between ayn, hasad, sihr, between sicknesses and illnesses, let alone the nature of an epileptic seizure. Uncontrollable, shaking, and there's a what? There's a connection, but it doesn't have to be. I could be epileptic without having sihr. However, if you are, then you need to make sure what? That you're on your P's and your what? P's and Q's. Because there is and there can be a connection. Wallahu ta'ala alam.
The questioner also had asked, should we accept it as a test, as a medical occurrence? What do we say in addition to Ayatul Kursi?
You got to look at the class that we do on Thursdays in Bayonne. We're going through the entire book on Ruqya, on Ilaj. We introduced the sister book, how to protect yourself from jinn and shaitan. Preventative measures while you're in the middle of it and after you become cured and healed, how to keep it from coming back. So the general rule is that anything from the Quran is going to be a benefit and a means of cure and shifa. Anything from Allah's book. However, there are certain verses, certain surahs, certain sections which are used for certain things. Wallahu ta'ala alam. So let's make an example, and it's just an example. It isn't comparing the Quran to other things. But we're talking about the concept of cure and remedy, general cure and remedy versus specific. So in general, Sheikh Amin, is it not agreed upon that in general, eating fresh fruits and vegetables is good for your health or bad for your health? In general, right? Figs, kale, collards, in general, carrots, beets, etc. All right, perfect. In general, right? However, you have a specific. You see what I mean, H? Now you take that back or not? I'm just a merciless, butcher or yes, right? And still, no matter what, right? Even if I'm right, I can hit a home run and what? Still be a bum. Tell you, at the end of the day, so Sheikh Abu Sharif, Sheikh Amin, now you have high blood pressure, diabetes, you're suffering from blood clots or stones, etc. Now, in this specific vegetable, you need to what? Pinpoint one. You need to eat more of this, raw, not cooked, 3 times, with every meal, after the meal, so on and so forth. So the Quran as a whole is what? However, there's certain verses what? Wallahu a'lam.
This is CB from College Park, Maryland. Which order should I read Kutub al-Sitta?
In which order? What is
Ahsanallahu
Bukhari
alayk.
or Muslim first? That's fine. لا يضرك بأيهما بدأت. There are different preferences for more advanced students with regards to Muslim before Bukhari. So for argument's sake, Bukhari Muslim. As far as the Sunan, inshallah Abu Dawood, Tirmidhi, Nasa'i, Ibn Majah. Wallahu ta'ala alam.
So could you give that order again? Sorry.
Bukhari Muslim, Abu Dawood, Tirmidhi, Nasa'i, Ibn Majah. For argument's sake. وإياكم.
Do you know, have you read anything in the past that specified, like, I don't know if it's a modern day thing, autism, etc.
As
that
well.
Specific.
As well, it could be. La shak. That's an illness, that's a sickness. You look at the nature of the behavior. Erratic behavior. Very similar, for sure.
What if I just not making it the last one with the vaccine?
It'll all make it easy, Sheikh.
No.
خلاص إن شاء الله.
So this is going down a long hole. So could it be possibility that these so-called chromosomes, etc., or these things, or mental illnesses, like real, not from sihr, if you will, could it be from wet nurses? They didn't follow that. They say science shows some how you call it, DNA supposedly goes to the breast milk, to the child. So that's why it's that's why it's haram for you to marry, etc. Allahu Alam. We definitely know that it's spiritually guided, but is there anything pertaining to that, maybe? I don't know if I asked you.
Genetics, no doubt, genetics are a part of Islam. This is one of the higher aims of the Sharia. Hifdul Ansab is the protection of genealogy. And this is one of the main reasons why zina is haram, because it's a means of mixing and destroying of genealogy. You don't know who your father is, your mother, mahrams. Allah Azza wa Jalla is all wise, all knowing. Why can't a man marry his sister, marry his aunt, marry a woman and her aunt, etc.? There are wisdoms in all of that. Spiritual harms, and physical harms, social harms as well. Some of which we know, and others which only Allah Azza wa Jal knows. Allah Azza wa Jal is Al Hakim. He knows. He's all wise. Ahkam al Hakimin. All right, Alim al Hakim. All right. So there's no doubt about that. However, this is a longer discussion with regards to genetics, with regards to science, mahrams. Yani somebody may come up with a scientific theory saying you shouldn't marry your cousin, or you can't marry your cousin. So it depends. And it's like this with all matters of science. That which is a proven scientific fact is not going to go against the Quran and Sunnah. And the Quran and Sunnah is not going to go against that. If it's proven, a theory, conjecture, an atheist's opinion and wild fantasy, something million miles away, like, how do you know? Like, seriously, honestly, this is a serious question. How do you gauge that? In 19 something. Yeah, and it's very interesting. So, yeah, and it depends. What's important is there are wisdoms behind who can and cannot marry. There's no doubt about that. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Exactly. Allah musta'an. Curse rates, huh?
The Prophet sometimes he forbid that when two people breastfeed from the same mother,
Absolutely.
that you become brothers.
Absolutely.
They have just proven that in science.
Subhanallah.
That the milk is not just the milk alone passed through, but it's also DNA,
Subhanallah.
enzyme, and everything from the mother is passed through to that child.
It's unbelievable.
So
The wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From that, some of which we know of. Jazakallah khairan, Shaykh. Khair, inshallah. We'll stop here tonight. Time for the iqamah. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا وإمامنا محمد جزاكم الله خيرا.